Hey guys, nice to see you again. Today I will discuss about associative mapping and its implementation technique in very detailed manner. But before that, if you are new to this topic or subject, I would highly recommend you to go through my first two videos, which are Introduction to Computer Organization and Architecture and Direct Mapping, the detailed explanation. You can find the link in a description below and also on the screen. Alright, let's get started. Same as direct mapping, here also we want to convert one main memory block number into one cache memory block number. Now in case of direct mapping, we have used modulo function for that. Let's see what we will use here. So here we will not use any mathematical function, in fact no function at all. Alright, uh, here we have very simple logic that if you see any free block in cache memory, then insert your main memory block into that cache memory. If you don't find any free block, definitely you have to go with your insertion algorithm. That might be first in first out, or least recently used, something like that. Let's not go into the details of that algorithm, but one thing that you have to focus on is, in case of associative mapping, there is absolutely no mathematical rule according to which you have to insert your main memory block number into your cache memory block number. Any main memory block number can be inserted into any cache memory block number. That's the whole scenario of associative mapping. Okay, now let's see an example so that the scenario will be clear in your mind that how actually this thing takes place. Okay, so this is the same example that we have used in case of direct mapping. So we have again main memory of 512 words, cache memory of 64 words, and block sizes 16 words. Now let's first of all count the main memory block number. So main memory block numbers will be 32, and this we can derive by 512 divided by 16. Now 512 here is main memory words, 16 is size of one block, so naturally 512 divided by 16 gives me the number of main memory blocks. All right, similarly number of cache memory block, so let's see, cache memory blocks will be 4, and that I can derive by 64 divided by 16. So 64 is total words in cache memory and 16 is again the block size, and that gives me 4 blocks in cache memory. All right, so let's see this on the right side. Imagine that this is a main memory, and the small one in left side, assume that it's a cache memory. So let's number this, and remember that we are numbering from 0 in both main memory and cache memory. So this will be 0th block, then first, second, third, fourth, and just because we have 32 blocks in main memory, so it will go from 0 to 31 blocks. Okay, and in case of cache memory, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. We have 4 blocks, and if we are numbering from 0, so we have 0, 1, 2, 3 blocks in case of cache memory. All right, so now according to associative mapping rule, if the 0 block is inserted in this scenario or this cache memory, there is absolutely no blocks or no main memory blocks here. This is empty. So technically the 0 block I can insert anywhere. Let's say the 0 block I'm inserting on the 0th position is open. So okay, 0 block will go to 0. Then I'm not inserting the first block. Let's say my requirement is of second numbers block. So the second number block I'll insert in block number 1. Remember, there is no hard and fast or restricted way that I should insert next to the field block. This is I'm inserting just because this is the simplest way or a simple way for understanding. I could insert the second block into the second block of cache memory or the third block of cache memory wherever I want. But to make this scenario very simple, let's assume that we are inserting the second block of main memory into first block of cache memory. So here we have second block of main memory. Then let's keep the 3 and 4. Let's understand this is a fifth block, and now this fifth block will be inserted into the second position, and this will be the sixth block. This will inserted into third position. All right, now if I want to insert the first block, and let's assume that while I'm inserting the first block, the second block is free, so we don't need the fifth block in cache memory, and this is free, so there is a space here, empty space, and I can insert one number block into the second number block of cache memory. All right, so there is no such particular rule like direct mapping. Any block of main memory can be inserted anywhere in the cache memory as long as there is an empty space or your insertion algorithm or insertion rule allows that. Fine. So I suppose that's clear. So the scenario would be something like this. This is assume that this one is a cache memory, and these are the block numbers. Okay, and here we have 0 to 31st main memory block number. All right, and this block numbers or this main memory block can be inserted, as I have told you earlier, that on any position. So this is the scenario in case of associative mapping. Right, so unlike the direct mapping, there is no fixed set of main memory block where it will try to acquire the one specific block of cache memory. Here first of all, let's compare the both arrangement. Okay, so in the right side you can see arrangement of direct mapping, and left side you can see the arrangement of associative mapping. And just because there were fixed number of main memory blocks trying to acquire a specific one cache memory block, we used to have cache block offset in address division in case of direct mapping. You can see it over here that the block set 0, 4, 8, 12, these are all main memory blocks which will go into the 0th block of cache memory block. There is absolutely no chance that any block from this category or this list will go into first, second or third block of main memory. That is not possible for this set. Similarly, for the set below this 1, 5, 9, 13, absolutely this is restricted to the first block of cache memory, and the set below 2, 6, 10, 14, 18 is also restricted to second block of cache memory. All this main memory block will 101% go to this block. So this is kind of a restriction in case of direct mapping, but there is no such restriction in associative mapping. So there is no fixed cache block or cache block number for certain numbers of main memory block. Just like this in case of direct mapping, for this main memory block, the number of cache memory block is fixed. Okay, in case of associative mapping there is nothing like this, and just because of that, in case of address division, in case of associative mapping, there the address of main memory block or main memory word is divided in only two parts named offset and tag. And in case of direct mapping, the address was divided into three parts: tag, uh, cache block offset, and simply offset or word offset, whatever you want to like to say. Fine. So this is the arrangement of physical address division in case of direct mapping, and this one left side is the address division arrangement in case of associative mapping. So just because there is no specific cache block number for any set of main memory block number, the total address is divided into two parts: tag and offset only. And in case of direct mapping, the address is divided into three parts: tag and cache block offset as well. And that's why the size of tag bits is higher in case of associative mapping compared to direct mapping, because see the tag field, you can see here the tag field in associative mapping is big, and tag field is in case of direct mapping is small, because a single block, you can assume that all 0 to 31 block are competing with each other to acquire a single position or single block in cache memory. Now I will discuss implementation details of associative memory mapping, but before that I would highly recommend that one should be familiar with main memory address division for associative mapping. And if you don't know how it is done, then you should probably go through one of my video I have made earlier. You can find the link on the screen of that video, and if not, then in the description for sure. Okay, so you watch that video, come back here and continue from here. All right, so let's start the implementation details. Now, implementation details of associative mapping are of two types: hardware and software, same as direct mapping. Let's first of all look the hardware arrangement of associative mapping. Now let's see. Assume that the box here is main memory address, and by the rule of division of associative mapping, this box is divided into two parts: tag bit and offset. The small box here is it represent the cache memory. All right, so here you can see that the address is divided into tag bits and offset, and these blocks over here, these are the tag registers. All right, in this tag registers, the tag value is stored. uh, the value of tag bits of the block that is stored in the cache memory are available in these tag registers. So here we will compare every blocks or cache blocks tag bits with the main memory address tag bit that we are having right now here. And if we found a match, we will declare hit, and just we want to compare every tag bits of every block of cache memory. uh, we we want as many as tag comparator as number of cache blocks. All right, so let's see here. Now in this example, we have we have four cache blocks, and that's why we need four tag comparators. And in each comparator, one input will be these tag bits that we have achieved by or we will get by the address of the word that we are looking for in the cache memory. And the second input of tag comparator would be the content of these tag registers. So it will be arranged in this fashion. All right, so you can see here that the data of these tag registers are supplied as an input in each tag comparator, and this tag bit of the address that we are looking for in cache memory is also supplied as a second input. So the output of each tag comparator, we will collect this, or we will supply this to the OR gate. Here you can see that here we have implemented one OR gate, or used one OR gate. So all the outputs of different tag comparator, we will transfer it to OR gate, and the output of OR gate will decide what we got, hit or miss. Okay, so if the output is 1, that implies hit, and if the output is 0, that implies um, miss. Okay, fine. All right, now if you can observe here that the hardware requirement, the component requirement of associative mapping is a little bit high compared to direct mapping. Okay, in direct mapping, if you remember, we have used one thing called Xbox, which was made of multiplexers. Okay, so in this arrangement, we haven't used any Xbox or any multiplexer thing. We just have used tag comparators. But in case of direct mapping, we have used only one tag comparator. But here we have to use several tag comparators. In this case, we are using tag comparators as many as the cache blocks. Okay, so here we have 4 tag comparators, but surprisingly we are using the more hardware, but the delay, the total access time is less compared to direct mapping. Just because if you remember, in case of direct mapping, there were this Xbox, and the input, sorry, the output of Xbox was supplied as one input in the tag comparator, and the other input was tag bit, just same as this arrangement. Okay, so there was one comparator. So this comparator will give its output after receiving one input from Xbox. So the total delay was delay of Xbox plus delay of comparator. But in case of associative mapping here, although we are using 4 tag comparators, but we will count delay of a single comparator, because the comparison in case of associative mapping with this 4 comparator is done parallelly. All right, so just because this comparison in each comparator is done parallelly, we will take only one comparator delay in account, and that we will add with this OR gate delay, and that will be all. That's our access time. Okay, so in case of associative mapping, the access time would be tag comparator delay plus OR gate delay. So that would be let's see, assume that this tag comparator delay is n nanosecond. So n plus the OR gate delay will be our total access time in case of associative mapping, and that would be less compared to direct mapping, because in case of direct mapping we were using Xbox, and Xbox is made of multiplexers, and multiplexers are comparatively give high amount of delay when we are comparing it with OR gate. So this associative mapping gives us the best time or best access time. All right. Another implementation technique is a software implementation technique. This technique is exactly same as direct mapping. So if you have seen the system, the software implementation technique in direct mapping system, so you can find this system is so similar to that. All right. So let's see. Uh, this is also the additional memory that we are using for the software solution is called cache directory. So assume that this one is a cache directory. Okay, and these are the memory words, and in each word the information that were stored in the tag register in case of hardware mapping will be stored in each word of this cache directory. For example, uh, the at the 0th index of cache directory, the word or the content of uh, the memory cell would be, or the memory word would be tag bits of 0th block of cache. Okay, and the content of first word would be the tag bit of first block of cache memory. Similarly, T3 and T4 also represents, T2 and T3 also represents second and third cache blocks tag content. All right. Uh, when we are comparing this with direct mapping, the all over structure is same, but the memory size would be increased because uh, the block numbers are same, but the tag bit size is increased compared to direct mapping. So in direct mapping, the tag bits are uh, smaller compared to associative mapping. The number of bits we are using for tag were less in direct mapping, and they are more in associative mapping. So the cache directory would be large in case of um, associative mapping. The memory word would be large. Otherwise, there is no remarkable difference in associative mapping and direct mapping. The access time, if we are implementing this technique, the access time would be order of n, where n is number of cache blocks. So the time would be the searching time, obviously, and the searching time will be order of n. So this will be comparatively larger than the hardware mapping, and the advantages, the hardware mapping is faster, and the advantage of this software technique is kind of more flexible. Okay, so okay, let me clear that. So associative mapping is fast one among all mapping techniques. Yes, that's true. Among direct mapping, set associative and associative, this associative is the fast one. But it require more hardware component compared to direct mapping and set associative, of course. So obviously you have seen that we are using the tag comparators, and the number of memory block in cache memory uh, are equal to the number of tag comparators that we will use in case of associative mapping. So hardware requirement will be more, obviously. All right. So in conclusion, the associative mapping is the simplest and fastest mapping compared to all mapping techniques that we will study. The set associative that we will study, and we have studied already in direct mapping. So compared to both, this technique is fast and simple to implement. The problem with this technique, it require a bit huge amount of hardware. All right. So that's all about associative mapping technique. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hats off to them who watched full of it, and I hope you'll like it. Now, important announcement. My college will start in couple of months. Before that, I want to make video tutorials as many as I can. So if you guys want me to make video on any specific topic of your choice, please write it down in the comment section. And if you have any doubts, query or question, feel free to ask. I'll be glad to help you out. Your suggestions and ideas are always welcome. If you found this video helpful, then I think you won't forget those 3 magical tasks, which are like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, goodbye. Happy learning.